A gentleman who has traveled all up and down the west coast of North America just to write better jokes for you tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Mark Tizya, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my first time I'm sending this to Facebook. So, I'm nervous as hell, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like the first time I had sex. I married her because I didn't want to go through that again. I separated from my wife 2 years ago, and right as soon as I left her, I thought, geez, I gotta get in shape. You know how that is, and or maybe you don't. I don't know. So can you hear me okay? So then I started jogging and exercising, and I lost 30 pounds in like a couple of months. It was unbelievable. So as you can see, I'm back in a relationship. So the name Tizya is native. I'm part native, a little bit of Scottish and some German in there, so I'm pretty arrogant. I want to get drunk all the time. And I don't want to pay for it. So my mother's from a little village called Old Crow, which is inside the Arctic Circle. Anyone here know where the Arctic Circle is? Yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere. We're 90 miles north of there. And anyway, she wanted me to have a traditional native upbringing, so I have no idea who my father is. So my ancestors migrated from Asia, apparently. Southern Richmond. I migrated. And anyway, they went over the land bridge, over the Bering Sea, all the crap, you know this story. And we apparently migrated all over North America, but my direct ancestors decided to stay in Old Crow, where it's -50. So luckily I grew up in the north, learned how to survive in the cold. I was just talking to my mom today, actually, and she was saying, I was just preparing for winter, cutting wood, getting the vehicles, all prepared for the winter, getting the tires changed and all that stuff. And I said, yeah, me too. I just got a raincoat today. But so anyway, so the natives are all migrating south, I guess, from the North Pole or where they came from. And my ancestors see like a herd of caribou, 1 million strong, and go, okay, we're going to set up camp right here. If we kill them and just stack them up, they're not going to go bad. We don't know what's happening down there. We'll just stay here. So they could have been the first snowbirds, but no. But I asked them, I'm headed south to places like California and Arizona and all those places. Really nice, hot, mind you, they had to live off of what, lizards, spiders, snakes. Although there was, peyote. I think in the north, if you just froze to death, you would hallucinate a little before you actually checked out. But yeah, so anyway, didn't get the Arizona thing, but I've been there, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I found out I was part native when I was 5 years old. That's a bad time to tell a kid he's 5 years old. Okay, I'm done. It's a bad time to tell a kid he's part native because you're wrapped up in the whole cowboys and Indians thing, and let's face it, the Indians weren't the good guys. So I'm crying about all that, and then I find out about land claims, and I said to my mother, where do I sign for that card? That's when I learned how to speak with that Indian slang there. Where do I sign? So Indians don't like to be called Indians anymore. It's First Nations, Indigenous people, all that kind of stuff, and kind of takes the fun out of cowboys and Indians because now it's cowboys and First Nations, But then if the cowboys say no, I want cowboys and Indians. So what happens? The Indians show up. We're sorry, but the First Nation, they don't know how to play. What the hell's with the cowboys? Why are they still called cowboys? Why were they ever called cowboys? They're supposed to be rough and tough, but they're named after female cows and little boys. I think I'd rather be a man-bull. I'm a man-bull. I mean, then you'd be kind of scared, wouldn't you? So I'm getting kind of spiritual. Lately, I decided I decided I wanted to try meditation, and I didn't know where the hell to start. I mean, as you can imagine, my mind races, and it's hard to comment. So I'm looking in the paper, and I see there's some meditation classes in Tswassen. There's a free introductory class, and I thought that's really good. You know, don't have to pay any money, get to check it out, see if it's for you or not. So I show up there. I'm in the waiting room with a bunch of other people, and you know, there's a bunch of people walking around in sheets, and I think, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to wear a sheet eventually if I get good at it. Anyway, the head guy comes out, and he's an Indian guru, but he's white. And he's, I mean, this guy's dressed in the Indian guru garb with the turban and, you know, all the Indian garb you wear. And I was expecting him to have one of those clarinets for the snakes and stuff. But, I mean, anyway, I'm thinking, like, this is my first ever class for meditation, and this guy's standing there in front of me. How the hell am I going to calm my mind with a white Indian there? You know, I'm thinking of that song by Dr. Hook, the cover of the Rolling Stone, where they got a genuine Indian guru. Because I never, like, I'm thinking, who the hell would ever imitate an Indian guru? We have one in Tswassen. I'm thinking maybe he's in the FBI protection program. All these things are going through my head. I'm trying to meditate. I'm thinking this guy should be teaching the advanced course. You can meditate with that guy standing in front of you. Good. I'm thinking maybe if I pay the money for the class, do I get a real Indian guru? Never did find out. So yeah, Columbus, you know, he thought he was in India when he arrived here, and I mean, how tired and exhausted must he have been, and like delirious after that long trip. He gets here, and the Indians are, "Hey, mister, you want some moose meat and bannock?" He hears, "Excuse me, are you wanting some curry lamb and perhaps a samosa?" His wife must have been freaking out. Like, "Didn't you look at the map, you asshole?" We should have stopped in Iceland and got some directions. Yeah, so I'm 42 now, but I can't afford a midlife crisis, so I was in San Diego the other day. I rented a Corvette. And I figured out that Corvettes, like, I've always wondered about like what it's like to have breasts, because breasts are quite amazing. You can get discounts on things, you get off on speeding tickets, you can, if you dress them up just right, you can find someone to pay your bills for the rest of your life. So I was thinking of growing mine out and shaving them, but the problem with that is the only place to get perks would be in prison. And there's more perks than that. So anyway, I'm driving around this Corvette, and like I said, I can understand how women feel, because people are checking me out all over the place. I got to meet Stanley, the state trooper. I'm an hour into the rental, and there's a big light show behind me. I was thinking I could probably outrun this guy, but I pulled over, and him and I ended up in a half-hour conversation about this bloody Corvette, and he lets me go on the ticket. So I'm thinking, yeah, I like this. So I'm cruising around, you know, and then I'm going through the backcountry and through downtown San Diego. People are checking me out, and it's not for my personality. They never even met me. So I'm in the downtown area, and everyone's checking me out. I'm a little self-conscious, and so I'm thinking, hey, maybe I'm showing a little too much Corvette. Anyway, the other thing, I mean, you know, when the Corvette gets a little old and starts to, you know, the paint's not shining so much anymore, the tires are getting a little worn out, the engine's not quite keeping up anymore, you know, you can always take it to a specialist and get it augmented. So I'm driving along, and my buddy and I, and we kind of hungry, so we pull into this roadside cafe called Cheers. at somewhere in California, and thought I was in Boston for a minute there, but apparently not. We go in there, you order a beer and whatever else, and I was kind of hungry, so I ordered some chicken strips, and the girl tries to talk me into chicken wings instead. And she goes, "You should try the chicken wings. They're on sale, and they go, Frank's hot sauce, they're just amazing." And I said, "You know, I've given up on the chicken wings thing. Every time I start eating them, I start thinking about these little chickens running around with no wings, you know, like chicken amputees." And, I mean, sure, they get great parking, but how many times do you see a chicken driving around? Chicken strips are much better. I'm thinking, you know, about these chickens running around, being liberated from their... I mean, who the hell wants to wear a duvet in Southern California? So it's a lot more liberating for the chickens. Anyway, my first time is over, so anybody need a cigarette?